EDG can keep RA at an arm's length where they can never really get that engage off with the Rel. The Nocturne goes in by himself, basically, and he's just kind of isolated. EDG run away with this. But on the other side of that coin,
as iBoy and Hung are pushing in, looks like he may actually start to rotate down to this bot side to make sure that Lian is clear.
Oh, Hong needs to be a little bit careful. JJ knows he's not been spotted just yet. iBoy does get himself out, but they do get flash in, and the Lilting Lullaby as well. They're going to jump straight in on top of him. First blood goes over to Viper.
And gorgeous from JJ again, like EDG, a lot of damage. They are trying to see if they can find some creative ways to set up these plays where they're able to find nice skirmishes. For it is more so just, look, let's just try and make a play here and try and get onto Flandre.
They're going to jump straight on top of him because they know he has no flash, nowhere to go.
Wait.
Lian does get himself in, and the Cube picks up the kill. Yes, you're getting more gold into the Scion, but you're also getting it into the Nocturne.
I mean, Nocturne's going to get that anyway. This tower going down isn't going to do much except maybe create a really long lane for Cube where he can't do much. So I still would have preferred to see this used mid or bot side as Cube now. Sleepy time.
Lilting Lullaby hasn't been used just yet. Needs to be very careful though, JJ. He's looking to try and catch them out. Yeah, there's the Lilting Lullaby. He knows he's a little bit susceptible to the zombie form, and Nest just gonna backside the Shillelagh, get himself out. They get a lot of gold onto the Scion, onto the Nocturne. What happens in this lane anymore? You're actually denying a lot of CS and gold here to the Jace, so that poke damage is not really going to be anywhere near it. You can see there a couple of half items versus a completed Turbo Chem Tank and a Bramble Vest, so it becomes...
And you still got the safety here as Scout. Yes, Fofo can come and join, but underneath the tower included, alright, don't get anything else. So I actually like this play from EDG. I think they're trading up in the manner that they need to.
It's going to be an Infernal Soul popping in. You're definitely someone who want that if you're Lian right now. It would do wonders for EDG, just those extra little bit of things. And with JJ now popping up towards this top side, they should be able to take down this turret. While that's all happening, Mako tries to go in onto iBoy, but again...
Check in on where we're kind of at, because we're looking at Fofo, and the problems that we're starting to see with Syndra creep into things is against an Azir, she does need... It becomes very easy for EDG to try and take these. And Sieges, as you can see, great for EDG as Mako trying to see if he can get onto Lian, but we'll get this mid lane tower regardless just with the low health bars on Ora.
Yeah, they hadn't got time to reset after the Dragon. They had
Scout in the side lane. Azir way safer than Syndra in a side lane. So if EDG can push these waves in and look to outman in mid.
There we go, jumping straight in on top of Mako and on top of Viper, but they are going to be able to turn this one around pretty quickly. And goes too far forward and goes down. The Lilting Lullaby lands on the 2 as EDG are the ones who are now taking the fight. RA, you went for a pick, but there's nothing you can do, and that's going to be 4 quick kills now for the side of EDG, and they're turning straight to Baron.
Yeah, but Scout is not done!
Scout gets the shuffle, and he gets the ace. Scout, you madman!
Manages to get that kill, manages to get that clean ace, and EDG will manage to get this Baron. And just like that, this game is cracked open for EDG.
And you can see there, Hong tries to go for something. Viper still has all his summoners. They just didn't quite get on top of the Kai'Sa, and they lose everything. Now you get the reset. Now you got Dane. Now with a minute 25 until this Dragon is spawned. Mako jumps in. It's all action all the time. Now we can see Lian jumping in. He's going to get 2-man sleep on top of that one. Paranoia as Hong uses the Magnet Force to keep everybody away. He will keep himself dead in the grey screen to keep his team alive. Cleanse burnt by Viper as he's just putting down the damage onto iBoy. Jumps straight back in onto the backside and takes out both carries. EDG gift Viper a triple kill, and there's nothing that RA can do. EDG are just too far ahead.
Viper's a monster, man. Every time I watch this guy, I just bow at his feet. It's just insane to watch, and I love how EDG played that, using that choke so damn well, and Ora knew it. If Lian tries to go in aggressive over and use that Paranoia, well, they can just separate Ora so well with the Emperor's Divide. There's no way Cube or anyone else can follow up, and EDG play that perfectly. That's just really smart positioning in this fight.
That just not been able to find the purchase with these Paranoias because everyone else on his side of RA just can't follow him up.
And look, you've got no inhibitor turret here for RA, so EDG are free to push in. Flandre is keeping things busy on the bottom side of the map as well, so EDG can just rotate across to him. Hung, not having flash, means he can't even look for this Hail Mary engage in the 4v5.
Yep, there's the inhibitor dropping down. iBoy takes about half his HP bar away with a 1 accelerated shock blast. There's the second inhibitor turret dropping in the bot side. And now we might see maybe the final fight. But you can see there, Sion, yeah, you're tanky, but you're only so tanky when an 8,000 gold wallet is smacking you in the face. 2 inhibitors dead, and they're not done.
Now they're looking to close this one out. Resets coming through from RA. This could be a bit risky for EDG, but Scout is forced to jump away.
Yeah, 1 Nexus turret. Leanne gets jumped on by Mako. They still have pretty good health bars, and this is where they start to get a little risky for EDG. You can get the resets pretty quickly here, but they're going to be able to get a full reset off and get this tower. So no Nexus turrets will survive this push. There's a scatter of the week. It lands on the Flandre, but there's too much damage. There's too much poke. Leanne can't even stay out for longer than he can. Flash in from Hong. He gets the LPL track to try and keep everyone down, but again and again, we're seeing they just cannot keep the damage going. They do take down Viper. Big shutdown there for him on iBoy. The flash away from Scout's Emperor's Divide is just not good enough for RA to stay in this game. EDG in 28.5 minutes will end this game, take 1-0 in the series, and really are looking good.
So stylish from EDG. A slow early game, but quite vulnerable if you're able to get these engages or this tower pushing going from EDG. So I like this from RA moving back towards the rise. Gives them a little bit of a 1-3-1 op we've already seen. You can see JJ has invaded on towards that top side, managed to steal away a little bit for himself, and he's now shadowing here with Scout, who can hop over this wall as Leanne. I don't know if he spotted him.
He doesn't. That's actually such a smart move. He doesn't know that JJ's here. Now JJ can really capitalize on this and put the hurt down. I love that play from JJ. It just really kind of sets himself up. But as I say, that flash forward, and now Leanne has nowhere to go, but they're going to try and keep this one going. Scout gets the reset on the rocket jump, though. They try to keep him down. One more attack! Oh, he does get first blood. Ends up being traded 1 for 1. I like the push back as Scout now getting the ban. Oh, Fofo, he gets jumped on straight away. He has flash, but where are you going to go, my friend? Mako forced the flash away. He was going to take a little bit too many tower hits. They get exactly what they want. Get collapsed upon just yet.
No, that's a nice move from Leanne to keep him safe. Fofo moving as well, but there we go.
Yeah, jumping straight on top of it. Hong forced the flash away, but they have enough damage with the feathers going flying. Not quite, doesn't matter. Viper has got himself the flash to finish off that kill. One explosive bomb on top of that and a couple of auto attacks. It shouldn't be too hard, and you can see just how often Scout is just able to push in that wave, be able to be in a position to be able to kind of, you know, teeter it down, because yes, Rise is a menace in the late game, but right now he struggles.
Ooh, Leanne.
They're going to jump straight into Leanne. Hong going to use the headbutt, but they're going to jump straight in on top of Scout. It could be a little bit of a risky move here for him as Leanne tries to get himself out. Flash forward, and the kill to be secured. Now it's a 3v3, but now it's a 2v3 because Scout has gone out. Never mind. Viper is here, and the TP is going to be used to get him out into the mid lane. EDG get the kill, they get out, and they get everything else.
That was kind of clean from Scout. I was actually a bit worried when he saw he didn't have that explosive charge, but when he did get it up, manages to just eke out Leanne's kill.
Yes, he's into the chase. He's actually ahead on CS. The Dragon stacks will go over in favor of RA, but the gold is still very much there. Now, that being said, though, there is Mega Gnar available, but only for a couple more seconds. They need to be very, very careful if they want to try and take this fight. As I say that, they find themselves Cube, and Cube is dead. He TP'd into the middle of death. iBoy will take himself a Realm Warp and get himself out. Hong almost falls down. The boomerang to the butt cheeks knocks him over and turns him into hamburgers. This game is looking very, very scary right now. EDG have got everything.
And this is the EDG that I've loved watching. How well they snowball these leads. 6-1 now. 4,000 gold lead already picked up for themselves. They'll start to stack and rack these dragons, and it's so hard to try and deal with. Like, the win condition for RA that we talked about, like potentially playing Cube to get ahead, played through himself. Flandre's done a really good job of keeping himself safe in that top lane. Leanne has been pushed and prodded and been invaded on every step of the way in this game, and he has Flandre, and turned out the other one was just as bad. So all a bit messy across the board here from RA, and Flandre now sitting on top side with JJ in the wings.
Oh no, he's already used the To the Skies, and they're going to have the Lilting Lullaby to come down on top of it. So Nowhere for you to go. Even Scout's just there for extra insurance, and Leanders has to watch. Still need to be respectful of what's going down from the RA top laner.
Yeah, they're fine. They just wanted to make sure they shove that in. They're going to look to reset now. Rift Herald's still in their back pockets. They can look to actually
Really just relying on the Night Harvester and, of course, the Eclipse here for Cube. And as I say that, Cube gonna get lilting a lullaby down. And look at the minimap. Everybody's just converging in. Cube realizes he has to go in order to try and survive. Gets a nice little bit of damage down onto Jeje. And there's the Realm Warp. They're going to jump straight in on top of him. He actually goes to it before it goes to him. But now EDG are a little bit caught between two minds. They don't really know where they want to go with this. Cube has to back away, but he is shot down by Scout. They trade support for top laner, and Viper's just pushing in the mid.
And bot as well. So you get this bot tower. Viper will get mid tower. And yes, you'll trade for a tier 1 in top, but it isn't really worth in the grand scheme of things. Actually, to be honest, RA haven't even backed. It looks like they're trying to pick off Scout as he goes. They're trying to bluff the fact that they've recalled.
Trying to bluff it a little bit. They lose 2 towers in favor of 1. It was a 1-for-1 trade. And again, this gold lead just kind of seeps a little bit forward, seeps another little bit forward. It's just really difficult for RA to make something happen, to make something stick.
But they're trying to find a pick now. They've abandoned Dragon. They really want to try and get onto Scout, but it's so hard. I mean, Flash is down, yes, but Mako's here, still has that rocket jump.
Oh, they're going to try and go for it, but there is the crash down. Pharomancy has been used. Mako should be a little bit slower, but here comes Viper. They get a TP on the top of the map as well. You can see the pings going down. Thank you, Mr. Observer. And there's Viper just stopping everything from happening. Oh! What a move! Flashing to get the feathers to fly back, and this is why we love EDG. 2 quick kills and all of Viper.
Nobody really tanky enough to take this Baron either, but Hung.
Oh, Hung caught between a rock and a metal place as he gets taken down. They will say JJ go very low, but goes into stasis to keep himself alive. Viper feeling confident, goes forward with the Gale Force. Now, do you have enough in the tank here from RA to try and kite this one out? Viper doing exceptionally well to just keep everybody away from him. Scout, though, gets assassinated by Leanne. And we can see Viper, though, flashing forward. 1-2, Uniflu. Viper comes up clutch again.
I love how he just thinks about these team fights. Able to get, obviously, the ultimate going one way, manages to position himself perfectly, get the feathers coming from the other direction. 2-for-1 special for the bird, and now the Baron will be the reward.
Sorry, I took a drink of water just as you ended your conversation. I took a massive gulp, so I couldn't have anything to say. Something then? It's 10,000 gold lead, Dagda. It's looking hard, but I like this from RA. They're not giving up. They're going with their, you know what I said, what book. They don't need to know what book if they can just eliminate Scout. That's a key pick for them. Now, they'll need about 10 more of those, but that's still a good start.
Yeah, the problem for them, though, is that, as you said, like Cloud Dragon, it's not like the Dragon is a big thing now. Yes, they do get a Baron buff off of a potential split pusher, but they need it way more now. EDG still positioning here. Don't realize where Hung is. Could go for a Hex Flash over the wall. Now will be spotted. He's in no man's land.
He is in no man's land. They jump onto Viper, but there's no follow-up, so Viper doesn't need to expend anything. His flash, his ultimate, nothing. He is 100% safe to completely take up that combo and move back forward. So now we're looking back at a 4v4 this Dragon.
And that's the big engage tool. Now EDG going to see if they can get Flandre to go in with the Mega Gnar, but I realize they got to run for the hills.
They have to walk away. Flandre is so tempted to try and go in, and that flashes in, but then burns 2 off of his own. They actually go straight in on top of Jeje, and he has to go golden to keep himself alive. Mako is able to get the crash down to separate this fight, and again, Viper is hunting you down, boy, and he will take you down. 2 kills. Now 9-0-1 on this Xayah. You've got a minute left on this Baron. You just end the game.
Yaz like, look, I'm just going to take red. I got nothing else to do here. EDG are about to try and end through topside. Leanne now finds more company than just the Rebel.
Yep, finds himself flashing over the wall, but instantly flashed in on top of him again. Scout picks up his 4th kill of the game. Viper was about half his health, then but went up towards the minions, was able to sustain off of those. Viper doesn't need any more kills. Viper is playing the LCK way.
I am the EDG.
I am the EDG. That is a very niche Father Ted reference if you're going to go for it. But they will not be able to end the game, as the only one who tried to end the game was Viper. The LCK way, if you will.
Look, EDG will still get Dragon. They got a lot of gold, as you can see, 4,000 gold off of this Baron buff. Like, they're in great shape. The next turn not going down does kind of suck a little bit for them. It would have been great, but now you've got super minions pouring in on both sides. They can just group as 5, push in this bot lane, and cause major issues for RA, who just can't deal with the amount of pressure on the map right now.
Before we have our next fight, I don't think there's really much more to analyze. Viper's a god, and I think that's just a fair thing to say. Scout's still playing very, very well, and the rest of EDG are facilitating the Viper carry right now. But who, if anyone, do you feel is a counter or a kind of kryptonite to what EDG try to do? Because we kind of talk about it a little bit, but like EDG, they look so damn good. Who would be able to kind of contest them in the playoffs?
I think definitely I mean, Top Esports certainly a team that can, because I think EDG, yes, Viper and Mako look good. I think that Scout can look great as well, but trying to match the skirmishes of Top Esports can be really, really tough. I think as well, RNG have shown that they can do very well against this squad as well, where they are able to very quickly play through this top side of the map. But honestly, Foray, not going to be the team that does.
Oh, they're going to go for a little bit of a cheeky play. Jump straight onto Viper West to let the feathers fly, and now this fight's kind of started, but Hong hasn't got the health bar to relax himself and keep himself going. Never mind, it wasn't a fun time for anyone on RA. They will be getting 4 people killed straight off the bat. The only one left is Fofo, and he has nowhere to hide, nowhere to go. This will be the final game of the regular split, and it will be EDG 2-0 over RA.
Confident win from EDG to close out this series, and unfortunately for RA, that does mean